I'm Jenny. Welcome to my channel. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for spending some time with me today. So today, I'm kind of just playing. I'm not really sure what I want to do. I mean, I sort of have an idea, sort of. So these came out of a magazine, Somerset Studio. Let me grab the magazine. This is the magazine that they came out of. This is the February, March, April 2023 edition. And it has like little interactive prompts throughout it. These prompts were for something else that I didn't really want to do, but I really like the shapes. So my thought was that I would do just some mixed media stuff on top and then cut them out. So in order to be sure I can still see those lines, I'm a little concerned about seeing the lines. The first thing I'm gonna do is just take a marker and kind of give myself, you know, kind of a bigger frame, just because I want to be able to see that line in the end, and I am a little concerned that it's kind of a fine black line and that I won't be able to see it later. So I'm gonna do that really fast. And then I think I'm gonna start with some stencils and some stamping. And then maybe some collage. I did think about doing the other side and cutting them out, which I think would be more of a masterboard kind of thing. And then I decided I wanted to maybe know where the shapes are. So got a little off kilter there. That's okay. And I think once, maybe once the shapes are decorated and done and cut out, it might be interesting to put them, rearrange them on another page, like maybe layer them on top of each other on another page for a different layout. So I want to keep them pretty flat. I think we're going to probably just stick to paint and things like that. I mean, if we do collage something, it will probably it won't be something real dimensional. It'll just be pretty thin paper, so that they'll be easier to layer. On the other hand, you know, if we use something thicker and it makes it pop up, maybe that would be interesting too. I don't know. Maybe we should do that and just put those layers on top. But like I said, I just want to make sure I can see that edge later after there's a lot of paint and stuff on it. So I'm gonna outline these, and then I'm going to probably stencil it as a whole page, almost masterboard style, and then maybe do some stamping and things like that, and then we'll do some layering. So I think I would like some greens and blues. I'm not really sure which journal this is going to go into. Maybe we'll layer it into something and then you know, decide like on the focal points after we figure out which journal. I was thinking the other day about working in my Sunken Treasure journal, which is ocean themed, that I started last year. I kind of started it and then I lost track of doing it. I don't know if you guys do that or not. Like I make a journal, I start it, and I think this is gonna be fun, and I do a few pages, and then I move on to something else. So I really, this year, I really want to finish, or at least move along in the journals I have. Maybe I won't finish them all, I don't know. I have a couple of sketchbooks that are going. I have a new one that I just bought at the beginning of the year, and then after I bought it, I thought I don't really know why I bought this. Well, actually I do, because it's a little larger format. I have one that's pretty new, but it's small. And I like it, but it's a little smaller. I tend to do better with larger spaces. I am not always great at drawing small things or drawing things on a small scale, maybe, I don't know. So I bought a little bit larger scale one, and then I have one that is just mixed media paper. It's kind of it's not as nice of a sketchbook. It's a spiral bound. You know, it's meant generally to do something on and then tear it out. It has perforated pages and things like that. But I have kept it together, and I don't have too many pages left in it. And I'm thinking I would like to finish that. So I did a couple spreads last week in that one. So I just kind of keep bouncing around among them, and maybe I should just pick one and work on it. The small one I specifically bought for a painting class that I have. It's an online class, and you kind of work at your own pace. And I really enjoyed doing it, but I don't ever seem to. I mean, I've done. I won't say I haven't done any of it, because I've done probably about 4 or 5 of the lessons, and there's, I think, maybe 15, so I'm probably about a third of the way through it. But it just seems like I don't work on it maybe when I should. I don't know, and it's kind of silly. It's like I like it. It's a fun class, and I'm enjoying it. But I don't always work on it when I could work on it. A lot of times I choose to you know, draw something else. And I got some drawing books for Christmas, and some markers and things. So I tend to really like markers. This one is dying. It's the Art of Painting pen. And it came from Hobby Lobby, I think, but I've had that for a really long time. All right, so I feel like that's gonna make it a little easier to see. I have cat hair on here, because one of my cats is always in my stuff, and one of them just jumped up here. So we'll see if he makes an appearance. I have to show you the plate I bought. Oops, got a little bit of goo still there. I got this plate at Goodwill over the weekend. It's ceramic. It's a little heavier than I had wanted, but the divided pieces I think will be really great. I've seen several artists using ceramic plates as a palette because it's easy to clean, and the white background makes it really easy to see the paint, and you can mix it and things like that. So I was trying to give myself room to mix here. I would like, I think, to spend a little more time painting, but I'm kind of partial to watercolor. I'm finding out that, you know, and I've been watching videos about gouache, and I don't have any gouache, and hopefully I've looked at a couple of places to see if I could find some, and I haven't been able to get any yet. I'm sure I could order it, but I'd really like to, you know, hold it in my hands and look at it. Are you guys that way about art supplies? You want to take a look at it? So I'm going to an actual art supply store, Jerry's Artorama, later in the week, and so hopefully, let's see, maybe across here. Hopefully they will have some. I have checked Michael's and Joann's and Hobby Lobby in my store. Now they may have it online, and I'm sure Amazon has some that I could order. But I am a little fascinated with gouache because it's like watercolor, only it's opaque, which that's what I like about acrylics is the opacity, but I like working with I like the water part, you know, the water solubleness of, you know, watercolor. So let's go ahead and just do all of these here. So I'm kind of intrigued, and I don't want to buy a high-end set for certain, especially to begin. And I just want a few colors. You know, you can always mix your own if you have the primaries. You know, you can always mix some. So that's kind of my plan, is to perhaps find some gouache. So Thursday, I'm going out, hanging around. We're gonna go bounce around and with my mom, and we're gonna go to the art store, which is one of my favorite places to go. That's kind of pretty. Let's try maybe some of these. So, you know, hopefully I'll have some gouache that we can play with, you know, and try out. I don't know. It is. Have any of you guys used gouache? Are you fans? Do you know something about it? I really don't know much about it. I've watched a bunch of videos, like I said. I love YouTube, you know, because you can watch tons and tons of videos. So let's pop that one over there and do some of these. Try to decide if we can just use the whole kind of thing here, maybe. This is just an inexpensive stencil. As you can see, it's just basic leaves. I'm not sure it even has a brand on it. I will look and see if it does. I'm thinking though that we could do some, you know, stenciling with this, and maybe some other pattern dots or something like that, in a different color perhaps, and maybe, you know, do some outlining on some of the stenciling, maybe stamp something over it. Not really sure. I just want some layers of pattern in the background here, and then we'll figure out what to put on top. So I said I was gonna maybe do something with my ocean one, but I've got leaves, but well, I guess there's algae and stuff under the ocean, huh? So I guess it could be that. It doesn't have to necessarily be. Let's turn that this way. Maybe do a little here. Hope you guys are having a good day. I'm just playing here. I'm kind of enjoying not really having prompts on one hand. On the other hand, it's a little hard sometimes to decide what to do. So, you know, it's kind of a double-edged sword, right? Okay, I like that. Let me see what else we have. I'm thinking some other patterns, something. Let me see what other patterns I have. I'll be right back. Okay, I have dried this with my heat gun, and I found a couple of other stencils. This one is supposed to be animals, like, you know, kind of gator and zebra and giraffe and stuff, but I feel like this is kind of coral looking, kind of reminiscent of coral. So I thought maybe put some in the middle there. I picked up another couple colors. I've got kind of a teal here, and then a blue. So we've got that kind of dark green going. If I can get this teal out. And I'm not gonna wash my brush. I am just going to let them meld to begin with, and we'll see kind of how it looks here. I'm just going to kind of put it, I am going to kind of put it all over because when we cut it out, we'll change it. We'll just turn it a little. And I'm looking for something, I do think looking for something a little oceany, so I feel like I got to paint a little thick on that middle part there. I feel like the leaves could be, kelp, some kind of kelp or, underwater plant, that's fine. And then this is sort of a coral of some kind, maybe. And I've got some blue as well, and I have a stencil that's sort of pebble, set that one over here, sort of a pebble design. So let's see. I would be interested to know, what kinds of stencils you guys like. I'm always torn. Do I want? Oh my gosh. Okay, the paint wouldn't come out, and then it all blobbed out at once. I'm going to have to try to put it back in the bottle here in a minute, or paint something with it, one or the other. I'm always torn between, a design, like an actual design, or something that's just kind of pattern like this. And I know they both have different uses, but I tend to use them in the same way, as a background. So I'm always just a little torn. I'm just never quite sure, if I put a big flower in the middle of this on a stencil, would I not want to put it in my undersea journal, or would I look at it and go, oh, that's kind of cool, because you wouldn't expect to see, flowers there. Is that what I would do or not? I suppose I should just do it and see. I should, depends a lot on what you put on top of it and that kind of thing. Could have just chosen like a full page floral something, and then cut it apart, because once you cut it apart, it doesn't actually look the same at all. Yesterday, I did a doodle kind of in the middle of a box, and then I cut squares out of the box and cut places between, and then kind of turned the boxes different ways. So the doodle was there, but it was not the same. It didn't look the same. The edges were all turned wonky, and it was different. So that's one way, I guess, to do that. All right, let me dry this, and then we'll move on to our next one. Okay, I have dried those, and here's my other stencil. I think I thought I pulled the pebble one. I guess I pulled the one with the dots instead. Okay, I guess we'll go with that. I had thought I pulled out the one that looked like pebbles, but all right, well, dots it is. So, and I've got some brighter blue, and I'm gonna go ahead and just sort of do lots of different parts here, just to fill it in, kind of meld it all together. I think that's funny, though, that I thought I had the pebble one, and I have the dots. Oh well. So we'll see how this goes. Let's see. Guess that's kind of bubbly looking maybe. All right, so let's dry that. And then we'll see maybe what we can do with some marker on top of it. Okay, so I have dried this, cleaned up a little bit of the paint that blocked out. And I have my Artex acrylic marker set. And I'd like to, I think, outline the plants. So I'm trying to decide whether to do it in black or olive green or Prussian blue. Let's try the Prussian blue. Not quite as severe as black. A91, A91. Let's see. So there's the, I'm not sure which tip to use. I think I'll use the brush tip. I think it might do better over the top of the paint here. I was thinking it might just give the plants a little bit of definition here. Oh, I think I like that. I think I like the blue. I think that's kind of interesting. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and outline the rest of these, and then we'll see what else we can do. Okay, those are done. I am going to grab an ink pad and a stamp of some kind. I don't know, text, numbers, maybe something with a different kind of leaf. Not really sure. Something. I'm thinking not text, but text might be okay, but I'm thinking maybe not. So I'll be back in just a minute and we'll do some stamping. Okay, I found a couple of stamps. I was thinking I might try to find some kind of scrolly something to echo the leaves, but I found a starfish and a couple of other things, a little shell, a little angelfish, and a seahorse. And I thought it might be nice to use those. I'm not sure I've used those. They look like I got them and haven't quite used them yet. So maybe that will be fun. Wow, I haven't used them yet. They're really stuck. Oh my goodness. Okay. Gosh, I don't know how long I've had these. I don't know if somebody gave them to me, or if I picked them up, used, at a secondhand store somewhere. They don't look like they've ever been used. That doesn't mean anything. I might have bought them on closeout. Sometimes I pick things up, from the dollar aisle on closeout. So, let's see. Maybe kind of arrange them a little bit here. Just to get a little more. I'm thinking we'll do it in gold to get a nice sheen. Although you can see I've managed to get gold ink out around on the block. Oh, we'll see. Okay. And then again, I'm just going to kind of randomly put them on here, so they may or may not end up right side up. Oh, that's pretty. So by the time we, turn something a different way, Let's see, I want to be able to use the starfish too, but you know, it's okay if we overlap a little bit here. Turn something another direction. You know, I don't know, maybe I don't want that much design. I figure if it's in the background and there's something else on top of it, it just adds an interesting layer of something else. You know, it's not important if it's the right direction. It's a lot like, you know, when you put a text stamp on. You know, I don't really worry about if the text is right side up. As a matter of fact, I like it better when it's not right side up. If you can't read it, so a stamp or even collaging text, because I don't want you to read the text necessarily. I just want to have the text as a graphic element, and so that's kind of what I want here. It's just some graphic elements. Okay, let's try the starfish too. Put him on there. I don't think I've used him either. Okie dokie. Pretty. I guess I didn't realize I had these pretty stamps down there. Sometimes you find things when you're digging. Yeah. Okay, put some over here. And then I think we might be ready to cut them apart and start layering them on a page maybe, or figuring out if we're going to put, you know, different focal points on them, or how exactly we're going to use these now that we've got a little bit of background on them. Is kind of my thought. But there. I love this gold stamp. Okay. All right. Let's give that a second to dry. I'll clean this up and then I'll cut them out. We'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I have cut them all out, and you can see these are all the shapes that we'd outlined. I cut off that dark gray around it, so that helped me see. I was also left with some fun little scraps from my scrap bag, just the little corners and edges and stuff, so that'll be fun. I'm happy to put those in my scrap bag. I was thinking that this could use a little inking around the edges, and I might ink some of them in different colors. So I've got peacock feather, which is blue, and I've got peeled paint. And these are a little bright, I think. Maybe the walnut and a kind of a darker. I don't know. Let's try it and see how they look. So I've got like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 of them. So, you know, maybe 2 or 3 in different colors. We might do 4 in the blue, 4 in the green, and 2 in the brown or something. Just to give it a little more variety. I like that. Actually, I'm looking at that against the white because there's that white background. I wonder about just, oops, I wonder about just putting some, oh, that's nice, isn't it? Okay, well, maybe we'll just ink it the whole thing a little bit here. It kind of dulls the gold, but you can still definitely see it. It just isn't shiny. So maybe we'll do a couple like that. I don't know. I like the gold, but I think I like not having the white either. So, you know, it's a trade-off. All right, so there's a couple in that. Let's try a couple in the peeled paint and see how that looks. The walnut might be too brown to do the whole thing. So peeled paint. Let me find my little, there's citron. There's peeled paint. I'll try. That's pretty. So you can still see the design in the gold. It's just not shiny. Got kind of a lot on that one. Maybe I should have done this before I cut them apart. Maybe I should have done this before I stamped them gold. But, oh well, you know, live and learn. So now we know. Now we know if we want it to stay shiny. And we might leave a couple of them, right? There's a couple blue, a couple green. Let's do this one in the green. I guess I could have done this on some, might have been fun to do this on like some printed paper, you know, something with some kind of print in the background. Might have been fun. Let's do this one in blue. Let's see, I've got like a couple in green. Let's do kind of a round one in the blue. I'm still not quite sure what we're going to do with these. I know I'm gonna pull out my Sunken Treasure journal and we're gonna see. These would make really great tags though, I think. You know, you could put like a really pretty fish or something on the front of it. That would be beautiful as a tag. So I don't know, maybe, you know, maybe we'll arrange these on the page and put a different little focal point fish or something on each one of them. That might be pretty. So I was thinking we were going to layer them, but they're so pretty on their own. I don't know. Now I'm looking at them going, maybe I should treat them all as little individual pieces of art. Do some of them as tags. Let's see. That's 4 in the blue. It's probably enough blue. Let's do maybe a big one in the green. Oh, this is the brown. Okay. Oh well. Que sera. Got the wrong dauber. I didn't get the right dauber for it, but what if we mix the brown and the green together? Oh, that's nice. I like that. So, kind of green. Here's one. We'll do this one in green. And this one's kind of a little brown with the green. What if we do a little brown with the blue? So let's do a little blue on top. Do a little blue and then we'll do a little brown over the top of it maybe, or vice versa. I guess I should have done this before I cut them out. That might have been a better way to go, because I just keep dragging this up. Trying not to tear up my edges here. Although I guess it would look good. Wouldn't matter, would it? Just tatty looking. Okay, well that's better. So these are kind of browny with the blue and green, and there's some blue, and then there's some green. Oh, I like those. That's really pretty. Okay. Time to grab the journal and see if we can find a page to put it on. Okay, so you might remember the Sunken Treasure journal that I made last year with this kind of sand and everything built up on the front. I've done a few layouts in it, but not very many. There's a couple things in the front cover, and then some things in the center of each of the signatures. So I found a page that I wanted to do, so I've pulled it out. So remember, this is the kind of journal that it's elastic and you can just pull the pages out. So I pulled it out and I kind of did a layout. So these pages will not be next to each other in the journal. So I just pulled them out so that I could glue it down and kind of see how it looks. So there'll be one page here with the map across from it, and then the other page is here. So that's kind of where we are. So I'm going to pull that back out and continue working on it, and then I can slide it back in. Okay, I think I went ahead and glued them down. I struggled a little bit trying to figure out how to do the layout on them. I went ahead and did kind of the greens on one side and the blues on the other, because they will be separated. They're not going to be next to each other in the book. So they can be slightly different or similar, but related, but not next to each other. So I think the next thing I want to do is put an outline around each of the boxes, just to give it a little bit of a frame. So I'm going to grab my Artex markers again and do that. All right, so I used the dark Prussian blue when I outlined the plants. So I think I'm going to go ahead and use that to outline along the edge here each of these boxes, rounds, whatever. Circles, ovals. I don't have that edge quite down, so I want to be sure I get around that. Okay, I like the blue on that one, but I think I might swap to a dark green for the other one, since we did the kind of greeny over here. Let's see. I'm thinking the olive green would be a good choice. That's A59. So let's see. This one, A57, A59, there we go. Okay, I like that, that looks good. All right, what else shall we do? Do we need to put anything else on it before we start adding focal points? Do we want to do anything with white? I want to do some of the dots. And a little white, like little bubbles. Maybe we'll use the black on this one. put a little gold out around the shells on the page in the background, just to give the background something interesting here. Just a little bit of shine. You know me and the shine. I need some glitter, and I need some jewels. And it's not a happy page if it doesn't have something shiny on it, as far as I'm concerned anyway. I think. We need some bubbles in the background. There we go. Okay, I think we're ready to put some focal points on each of the little things here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Duh, I counted those before, didn't I? Oh well, mine like a steel sieve. Okay, so let's see what we can find focal point wise, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have a bunch of algae that came from a large kind of poster sized piece of paper that I just cut apart, and I'm wondering about using some of these. Some of them are pretty large, like that's really way too big, but there are smaller, you know, that might be fun. I'm thinking we could fussy cut some of them and put something behind them. Maybe something in contrasting colors. You know, maybe something in a nice pink, and maybe running between some of these things as opposed to centered. I know we just did that stuff in the background, but you just never know. Okay, so I think I need to cut some of these and kind of see how they're gonna look. But I'm leaning towards, you know, maybe putting, I don't know, maybe I do want them on there. Maybe putting something like this on there. Yes, let me do a little cutting here and let's see what we have. Okay, I cut some out and I have glued them down along with their scientific names. That was part of the poster. It was a rather large kind of poster piece of paper, so I cut it all out. So this one I think I like. It's a little busy, but that's okay. I'm trying to decide whether to go in with some black and just outline around. And this side I don't want to do coral as well. I'd like to do something different so the backgrounds are related, but what's on top would be different. So I think I'm going to leave that for another day. So I think I do think I'm going to go in and outline that stuff. So let me grab a black pen, and we'll just outline it to help it kind of pop off the page a little bit, and then I think we'll be done. Let's see, hopefully this pen will be a good one to use. Might have to get the paint pen, but this is sticking out just a little bit. This one that was really long, it was the full length of the poster, so I just trimmed it off, and then I will trim it to fit the page here in just a minute. Do you think the black is helping? I know it's busy, but I kind of like busy, so, you know, I am a busy page kind of person. I like lots of stuff happening on the page. Even if it is a little distracting sometimes. I think some people find it distracting when you have a lot on the page, but I like it. I like having lots of things to look at. So I'm gonna have to get a different pen. This one is not going to make it. So, okay, let me grab a different one. Let's try one of these. Hopefully one of these will do okay. Not as heavy a line. I have to go over it a little bit. I like that other one because it was a felt tip, but it didn't want to write on some of the background here, you know, and it's, I think that one's probably close to running out of ink anyway. But really, we just need some outlining here just to help us see it better. Okay. I honestly think I think we're done with that page. So, you know, if we look at it as a standalone page, this is what we have. I think I like it. I think it needs a fatter line out around it. So I may go back with a paint pen and do a fatter line, but I don't know. I think I'll have to look at it for a little while. So I hope you enjoyed today's hangout. I hope you grabbed some supplies and crafted along and did something fun on your own in your own journal. I'd really appreciate it if you're still with me, if you'd give me a thumbs up. Thanks a lot for joining me, and remember, until next time, use what you have to make your life more beautiful. Bye.